Welcome back to Sports Sunday, and some pretty emotional scenes, Johnny, you say, out there at the track yesterday.
Mike, I've been going racing a long time, and I guess when you go to as many race meetings as I do, it gets to be a little bit like going to the office every day. But occasionally a race meeting comes along that you're grateful you've attended, and yesterday was one of them. After Prix Catalan won the Silver Slipper, owned by George and Iris Moore, ridden by Gary Moore, it did your heart good to see what happened. George shook hands with dozens of punters over the birdcage fence. He embraced one of them. Paul Sutherland, the trainer, shed a few tears, and Gary Moore, in an unprecedented move on a racecourse, walked over to a punter hanging over the rail and presented him with his whip. And it turned out that the punter was a bloke called Wolfie Grunthal.
I know Wolfie.
You know Wolfie?
I wrote a story about Wolfie many years ago with his absolute adoration of George Moore.
That's right.
And he's been George's greatest fan, hasn't he, Wolfie?
Well, Wolfie's a regular at every race meeting, Wednesday and Saturday, and he roars and cheers at the jockeys as they come back to scale.
A very noisy regular.
Well, it's 15 years since George Moore retired, but he recognised Wolfie yesterday in the crowd, and Gary said, why don't I give him the whip?
Fabulous.
Well, Wolfie wept unashamedly. Good on you, Wolfo. All those years of cheering have finally borne fruit. Gary Moore's whip, and that'll certainly be a treasured possession. Let's have a look at Prix Catalan winning the Silver Slipper Stakes. He came from the extreme outside barrier, and there he is going to the lead. He showed colossal pace and cleared out in front of the filly Magic Flute. Running third, Academy Miss, followed by Race for Pleasure, Janelli, and then Big Blockade, and well back behind those as they near the turn was Just an Angel. But Prix Catalan, a lovely looking colt by lunchtime, straightened up in front of the favourite Magic Flute. That's Big Blockade on the outside with the yellow cap. Academy Miss dropping out of it, and so too is Janelli. And the Barossa starting to push up on the inside, running about fifth at the moment with the white cap. Now, this is the type of finish that gets a racing man pulsating. A top-class colt and a top-class filly. Johnny Duggan goes for the whip in a moment on Magic Flute, and when he hit her, I thought she stopped trying. I don't think she copped the whip too well at all. Had he kept riding hands and heels, it might have been a different result. But Prix Catalan, with Gary Moore looking beautifully balanced, came away on the line to win by a neck over Magic Flute, and as we said, the scenes that followed that race were emotion-charged. Race 7, the Hotel Intercontinental Handicap, won by a little horse called Brits Kingdom, well ridden by Alan Thompson, who almost collapsed after the race after excessive wasting. A well-named mare called Foolish Maiden was in front as they neared the turn. She's out of a mare called Red Riding Hood. She straightened up about 3 lengths in front of the grey So Different, and then Sir Centurion and his Brits Kingdom in the dark blue colours, making his run down the outside. The others are headed by Party Spirit, grey with a white cap, and he's a duffer apparently in the heavy ground, Party Spirit. Now, Foolish Maiden, close to home, is about to be picked up by the big bad wolf, Brits Kingdom. She races down the outside now, Brits Kingdom, to grab the lead. Chapel Hill in the green and yellow coming home well. Now, see the horse getting into camera's range now with the white cap, Made in Time, a very good run also, but a top win to Brits Kingdom, turned out in great style by Gosford trainer Robert Law, a very underrated trainer whose winning average is excellent. Now we're going to Moonee Valley. We've got 2 races that have some bearing on the Melbourne Cup. To begin with, the Moonee Valley Cup, and I'm going to try and pinpoint some of the potential Melbourne Cup horses in this field, including the winner Butternut, a New Zealand bred mare purchased recently for $20,000 New Zealand. She's looking pretty cheap now. OK, let's pick them up in the Moonee Valley Cup as they race to about the 900 mark, and Rocky Ruler is the leader, Pika McGuess second, Pliancy is third, and then Italian Verdict and Colonial Flag. Now, see what a nuisance there. Number 2 saddlecloth, dark blue, white armbands, white cap, and that's Beatrice Levette in the orange with the white spots. Now, that horse taking off around the outside, look at him go, is Prince Bourbon, which is owned by Russ Hinns. He's been racing in Sydney of late. Yesterday he showed the pace of a 5-furlong sprinter in the middle stages of this, but naturally enough he weakened after making that early effort. Up to the turn now, and Rocky Ruler is the leader, but Butternut is coming off the rail to make her challenge as they come around the home turn. Just behind those, as they come up towards the bend, is Italian Verdict, followed by Beatrice Lovett. What a nuisance is sweeping up to them too. He's about 6th at the moment, white cap, dark blue jacket, white armbands, and watch him because he goes home well, and he's one of the Melbourne Cup hopes to come out of this race. Into the straight now, and Rocky Ruler is tackled by Butternut. In third place, Colonial Flag. What a nuisance on the left-hand side of your screen, about 5 lengths off the lead, but starting to get home very strongly. Butternut takes the lead halfway down the straight over Rocky Ruler. Pika McGuess in third place. Look at What a Nuisance storming down the outside now in the closing stages, but Butternut starting at 40-1 beat Rocky Ruler. Pika McGuess third, and a breath away fourth was What a Nuisance. Now the WS Cox Plate. And the leader is one of the 3-year-olds in the race, Roman Artist. Rising Prince second, beautifully ridden by Kevin Langby. Kingdom Bay's in third place. Now Acumen's about to move to fourth on the outside with the black cap. In fifth spot, very wide in the pale green colours, was Centaurea. And on the rails about sixth is one of the Melbourne Cup horses, White Jacket, red armbands, red cap, the Filbert, who's still well in commission for the big one on Tuesday week. Now Drawn got a beautiful run between horses to move into third place as they turn for home. Now the baldy face of Rising Prince has ranged up to Roman Artist, and Rising Prince, the horse they've nicknamed the Bathurst Bulldog, had raced to the lead at the top of the straight. Drawn in third place is running on gamely without ever looking a real threat, and on the rails is the Filbert, who's plugging home and certainly gives the impression that he'll be well suited by the 2 miles of the Melbourne Cup. But a great win to Rising Prince over Roman Artist, and Drawn was third. The last of the day is the Moya Stakes, a mad scamper over 1,000 metres, and boy, is this a finish.
Lord Galaxy and Little Libby to the outside from Champer, and Let's Get Physical next from Richfield's Lad. Aqualone, the Boulder, took the lead in the straight. There's bad crowding. Aqualone's in front. Out wide, Lord Galaxy and Rory's Jester, and Let's Get Physical the fence. Aqualone's won it. Ahead to Let's Get Physical, a neck to Rory's Jester. Lord Galaxy.
Well, there it was, another 40-1 pop in Aqualone. Now, the Melbourne Cup betting at this stage, after yesterday's lead-up races, the joint favourites are Our Sophia and Late Show at 6-1, ahead of Tristark, Black Knight, Kiwi, all at 7-1. Let's go to Adelaide now, a 2-year-old race called the Da Costa Plate. Here's Ron Paps.
Followed further back by Solo Prince. They've grabbed Star Beyond before the 200-metre mark. The heavily backed Heroes on a sweep to the lead from Sol Yuri, darking in. Star Beyond battling on quick. Thinker Solo Prince at the head of the others, but Heroes Honour is going to land some good wages and comes away untouched with the Shillelagh to win by about 2.5 to the stablemate Sol Yuri. Third, 2 lengths away, Star Beyond.
Yes, an impressive win too, and Colin Hayes himself is a part owner of that youngster, and of course he trains the horse. Let's go now to Doomben for the Wedgwood Pastries Flying Handicap.
Hoist Your Own out on the centre, starting to run home well, followed by Proud Sapphire and Buljet. Fix Flash in front at the 100-metre mark. Hoist Your Own is trying hard to pick him up, and then Mr. Merrymaker. Fix Flash the leader with 50 to go. Hoist Your Own's not going to get there, and Fix Flash will win the money. Fix Flash first, Hoist Your Own second, Mr. Merrymaker third. A good run.
Yeah, good win too by Fixed Flush. He's one of the top sprinters in Brisbane. That was Alan Thomas's call. And repeating, Mike, the joint cup favourites are Our Sophia and Late Show at this stage at 6-1. Congratulations to Deirdre Steen, the first lady in history to train a Cox Plate winner. And just a day of racing Australia-wide that made you feel pretty good.
Some magic moments. All right, John, thanks for being with us.
Okay.
You stay with us. We've got more coming up.
Meeting.